or whatever, on the minimum amount of money they have, they assume that everybody in the world is just going to do that and just be a slacker or a filthy hippie or whatever. Again, they have a horrible, pitiful picture of human nature. They think of everybody as just this awful dreg, where in fact people aren't like that. People want to live. They want to do things. They want to go places. I mean, most people do. What is great about a civilized system, like I'm discussing in a level 1 or sorry level 2 civilization, as far as I'm concerned, is that it's self-adjusting. If you're going through a really bad time, you can just stop producing as much and retreat into your house or do whatever you want without, again, worrying about starving to death or worrying about, you can't afford your medicine, when all of that can be produced for pennies now. But it just isn't, because we have to count beans, And another comment. Back to money again. Like right now, we literally create money. Like in the United States system, at least, money is literally created out of nothing. I mean, literally, in the sense that it is just written up as so much money is created, and it is actually saddled with debt because they do it in a way to make this artificial paper profit. So again, that's an acknowledgement. Like in a system, if we didn't effectively have unlimited resources, then, and I know the states' finances are not in the greatest shape right now. But again, that's largely artificial. It's like when you take the total value of everything the states has and controls, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like that's what's interesting is this is literally a problem in people's minds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as in, we want to feed all these people. Do we have enough food, or can we plant more crops and feed them? Could we do that theoretically? Yes, we could. Like, that's just a matter of X number of crops, so on and so on and so on. Like money, basically. I mean, again, what is it? If they the amount of money they've spent on the wars for the last 40 years, if you'd literally just taken that and directly sent it to each American citizen, they probably wouldn't have any debt, But what wars do is, like I say, they allow you to use up resources, and they allow you to control that because that's what it is. It allows large corporations to basically just burn up resources and take a paper, a number profit, and stick it in their bank account, and of course, monopolize real resources by property. But again, it's all in people's minds. You know what I mean? If you have a revolution, then I'm not saying I'm not endorsing one, but I'm just saying, X rich guy owns all of this stuff, right? Well, if people just go, you know what, rich guy, fuck you, I'm gonna go. Well, that's what's happening in a lot of places. But owning things is in people's minds as well, right? I mean, it's all mental. It's being able to have enough, be able to technologically produce enough food to not starve to death. That's a hard physical reality. But saying that you own 10 houses and 15 cars and everything like that, I mean, and again, I'm not attacking the concept of ownership, but you know what I mean? It's all in your head. It's like, and also it's kind of, I gotta say, that kind of wealth is ridiculous. It's like, how many houses, how many beds can you sleep in at night? How many stomachs can you feed, in the sense that, you've only got one. So that's kind of, yeah, anyway. So to continue, again, the major discussion is about the current age, but I find the future age is kind of interesting too, because again, it forms a nice, neat construct. The second age is the age of where you have scarcity of labor, where you need, and it's great because, like I say, unemployment disappears, and it becomes, and who is in demand? Again, it's just great. I mean, for the common man, because labor is in demand, wages are high, people have to treat, you don't have, people being enslaved by businesses and being treated like shit. I mean, they still, to some degree, but the fact is, it's a seller's market, because the limit there is, again, people, the wealth of humanity will increase colossally because, again, no unemployment, people will get paid more, and again, since resources are limited, what this becomes actually too is, I realize, the first one in the first age, the problem is of survival. In the second age, the problem of survival is solved. We've got enough. We've got it. I mean, it's good to go. So the problem becomes of want, which is a much less severe thing, but basically probably a bit of an indulgent age, because I mean, people can get whatever the hell. I mean, we're already there, really. I mean, you got this computer I'm talking on is a TV, a radio. I can access every book that's ever been written. You know what I mean? Like, this is a god machine right here. It exists. This is 2010. Just people who were born, say, in 1990 who are watching this, probably almost no one. But I'm just telling you, you live in the future. This is the future. There are no rocket cars. But the only reason there aren't any rocket cars is because of this delayed transition to the second age. If you want rocket cars, all we have to do is get on board, and we can have them. It's not a problem. So the second age really rocks because just everybody, the wealth of humanity, basically, it's being capped. Right now, you have a few people on Earth, each of whom is worth billions of dollars. And collectively, I think it was like 1% of humanity controls like 99% of the wealth. Whatever, something like that. It's insane. What happens in this is all of a sudden it's the age of the worker, because it sounds almost communist. In a way, it is kind of. It's like the vision of communist utopia, but it's valid because since workers are in demand, workers are treated well, workers are paid well, and of course, since they're paid well, they have money to spend. So they spend money, which goes into the economy, and it's people's wants instead of people being, that's what's so great, is it's literally everything that they've been trying to sell us, but on the positive side. It's a capitalist paradise because there are more and more and more well-off people who want more and more and more consumer goods, and there are more and more people employed to make those consumer goods who also want consumer goods. So it just becomes this massive, I mean, I hope it doesn't go into total materialism, but it becomes this massive flowering of wealth, actually, because it's the wealth that was already there. It was just like I said, it's being artificially held into this very tiny upper crust where it has no fluidity, because you've got one dude who's got like $17 billion and 14 houses of which he can't live in, money he can't spend. Instead, that money is distributed, but again, it's not even money, and it's probably 100 times as much effectively, because it is the economic activity. Instead of it being sort of captured like here and static, it's all down here with people going, I want a PlayStation, I want this, oh, I want that, da-da-da-da. Well, you need people to make that stuff. So the whole economy is just red hot constantly. Well, and again, that'll probably change. Like, there'll probably be a huge period of just red hot, super everything. And then everybody's pretty much got most of what they want, other than just continuing on. Like, it'll stabilize like anything. What's fascinating though is what this leads to again and again. There's a very logical answer. It just appears. It's like, there it is. So this is the age of we're out of the age of survival. We're into the age of want, and the problem is the scarcity of labor. What's the next stage? Well, remove scarcity of labor. The only way I can think to do that would be artificial intelligence. So assume that's possible, which I think actually it is. It's just it'll be different than people think. It will have to evolve. But say you have basic artificial intelligences that can, do a lot of things automatically. And again, we're almost kind of there anyway. But in the second age, again, that'll just explode, because science will get a huge boost, because there'll be tons of money flowing around, which can go into science, So the second age will go to and the thing is, the second age could last, who knows? I don't know. Like, it could last for thousands or tens of thousands of years. But say artificial intelligence or something similar to that is discovered at some point. Well, okay, at that